Plots are very useful tool for presenting information. Matlab has a huge set of graphics commands that allow users to plot any data at any time. We'll begin by creating some plots. First, we'll create a vector x using a colon operator. X is equal to 0 colon pi by 10 colon 2 into pi. This statement creates a vector x that starts from 0 and ends at 2 pi, whereas the middle term pi by 10 indicates the spacing between each elements in vector x. Now we'll create another vector y, which is a function of x. Suppose we'll use sine. Thus, for every value of x, its sine values are computed. We'll now use the inbuilt graphics command of Matlab, that is plot. Pass the parameter as y. At the instant when the enter is pressed, a new window is invoked by the command wherein the plot appears. This window is called as a figure window. This plot is the plot of elements of y versus the number of elements in y. The same plot statement can be modified by including one more term x, y. What it means this time? This time the plot is simply y versus x, elements in y versus elements in x, that is 0 to 2 pi where the elements in x. So, it is y versus the number of elements in x. Matlab helps this figure to be more interactive by including the labels and titles to the figure. It is possible by using the labels command, x label and y label. So, let me use the commands for you. label is the command, x label with the string followed by y label followed by the string So, this creates a plot with the label x applied to the x axis and the label sine of x applied to the y axis. Similarly, you can even apply a title to the figure window by using the function title. Pass the string, press enter. This command applies the title to the top of the figure. Matlab even allows to change the font size of the title by including an additional function to the title command, that is font size. Remember, give the function in single quotation. Mention the font size as 12, say enter. What you observe, the labels are the same, only thing that is changed this time is the size, font size of the title. Matlab by default creates the plots only in blue, but it even supports different colors for the plots. It is possible to plot the functions with different colors by specifying the color in the plot. So, I have mentioned an additional parameter, that is R, which indicates the plot is in red color, or if we use the parameter G, it indicates the plot is in green. Similarly, Matlab also supports different styles for plotting. So, if we mention plot x, y with red color with an additional dashed line inside the function, This time it creates a plot, but the plot is in dashed line. Also, you can include special characters for plotting. Suppose star, this case, generates a plot with star marks at the data points. All the plots we just discussed were the line plots. Matlab even supports different options for plotting. Suppose if we write the command as stem x comma y, this generates a discrete plot, or bar x comma y generates a bar plot. Now let us switch on to multiple plots. There are two options for doing multiple plots. It is possible to plot multiple functions in the same figure window by including sets of x, y values in the plot function. For that, we will create vector y1 as a function of x as x minus 0.25 and another vector y2 as a function of x minus 0.5. Now, to generate the plot, we will club all the xy pairs. Plot x comma y is plotting y versus x, followed by plot x comma y1 is plot of y1 versus x, and x comma y2 is plot of y2 versus x, all in the same figure window. So, here is that all the three functions are plotted in the same figure window. Matlab automatically plots all the functions in a different colors to uniquely identify them. You can even apply a lesion function here to better differentiate the functions. So, the lesion function is used this way. LEGEND is the function. Pass the strings. This is for the first figure. This is for the second figure. And this is for the third. So, you can have a look. The plot in blue is a function of sin x, the plot in green is a function of x minus 0.25, whereas the plot in red is a function of sin of x minus 0.5. So, this way you can clearly identify all the three functions plotted in the same figure window. The most widely used command for dividing, for multiple plots is a subplot command. Let us understand the subplot command by an example itself. So, subplot 3, 1, 1 followed by the plot command x, y, subplot this time 3, 1, 2 again followed by plot x, y1, subplot 3, 1, 3 followed by plot x, y2. When I press enter, what you observe? You observe that the figure window is divided into three. Figure window is divided and we have total 3 figures in the same figure window. This is possible because of subplot command. So, subplot command divides the figure window and helps the user to have multiple plots in the same figure window. Let us understand this by looking into the command. So, the first parameter is 3 and the second parameter is 1, indicating that there are total 3 rows and 1 column. So, if you look carefully, the 3 subplot commands wherein the first two values always fixed 3 and 1, 3, 1, indicating that we have divided the total figure window into 3 rows and 1 column respectively. The variable parameter is the last parameter, which varies from 1, 2 and 3. 1 indicates the first position, which is this window, 2 indicates the second window and 3 indicates the third window. So, 3, 1, 1 subplot is indicating the first window, followed by the plot x, y, which is placed in the first figure window. Similarly, the plot x, y1 is placed in the middle window and plot x, y2 is placed in the third figure window respectively. If we modify this to a different case, suppose if I change the parameters to 1, 3 instead of 3, 1, we will modify this to 1, 3. It means that we have total 1 row and 3 columns. Let us look how the figure window appears. So, you can see this time the figure window is divided into 1 row and 3 columns respectively. So, 1, 3 means 1 row and 3 columns. The figures are divided into 3 columns and the plot function that follows after the subplot command, the plot functions appears in the respective window locations.